Good morning, good afternoon. I'm here with Vicki Jackson, the Chief of the Palliative Care Division at Mass General Hospital. I'm Janet Shipman, I'm Chair of the Ladies Visiting Committee, the LVC, and Pamela Oswald Louis is our Vice Chair of the LVC. And we're here to ask you two questions.
Okay.
And the first question, can you explain to the audience how the grants that we have afforded you over the last years have in fact helped you with your practice?
Yeah, I don't think I can overstate how important the support of LVC has been to palliative care, and I can name several things that have been critically important. Several years ago, we were working on being really concerned about wellness with our clinicians, and we asked the LVC to help us build a resilience curriculum, which they generously funded, which is still going 8 years later. We have adapted it, but that seed funding was critically important. Another piece of work that LVC helped us with was one of our social workers was doing a comfort zone camp for young children whose siblings or parents had died in the last year. And that funding was incredibly important for us to bring together this really, grieving, disenfranchised group of children. The last, most recent sort of contribution that LVC gave to us helped us with our Continuum project work. So as many of you know, the Continuum project here is a broad-based serious illness conversation training for clinicians in the hospital. We've trained about 800 clinicians, nurses, doctors, social workers, and LVC helped fund 4 primary care doctors who went to an in-depth 2-week training to become experts, to become scholars. And one of those primary care docs, Mike Nathan, who is still doing training and helping us teach now, and is helping us teach all of these clinicians, all of our clinicians internally. So these grants have been incredibly important to us.
Well,
so
thank you. Thank you. That's great.
So my question is, how have you personally seen the LVC at work?
Yeah. So I don't know if everybody knows this, but LVC I see as being like all through the hospital, being sort of this comforting, warm connection for us in a lot of different places. So I personally had 2 dear friends who've had major surgeries, and we were in the Gray family waiting room. And what was amazing is it's an anxiety-provoking time, and you're wondering what's going to happen, and when is the surgeon going to come down, and can I go get a cup of coffee or not? What's going to happen? And feeling really that somebody was watching out for us and making sure that we were getting the information we needed. And it made a very stressful time so much more calm. And I was so grateful, and our friends were so grateful that we had sort of that support at that very vulnerable time.
That's hard. It's hard.
Okay, can I ask you guys a question
Yes,
now?
I guess, of course.
So 150 years, how awesome is that? So tell us about the LVC. That's a long time.
It is a long time. The LVC was started in 1869 by 2 women, and April 2nd, as a matter of fact, yesterday, was the inception of the whole idea, and it was approved by the board in June, and reports to the Board of Trustees. The idea was for women to visit women, and the president of Mass General, basically the trustees said, well, men have been doing it well, but maybe it would be good if we had some judicious women in there, then see how they do. And a year later, in fact, the women started visiting men's wards, and they were given $200 to go buy pictures for a room. So it has grown since then. We have always been involved in projects that are pioneer projects for the hospital. Then the hospital has taken them over, the coffee shop, social services, volunteer department. And then in 1971, we in fact started the stores. We had the first general store in 1971. We also shepherded the chapel, and we are still the guardians of the chapel. In 1977, the flower store came along, and then the hair salon. So we take the money from that area and we invest it, like in your area, in different areas that support our mission. And just as a last statement, our mission is to basically enhance the experience of all patients and their families and the MGH community at large, so that we contribute whatever we can to make it a better one. And with that,
Thank you. Thank you.
I would just like to say, Everybody should know that LVC is a treasure at this institution, and when you see somebody from LVC doing their work, give them a hearty thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
We're all volunteers.